What's going on, guys? Welcome back to our Sunday Stock Talk video. In this video, I'm going to break down the upcoming week, some economic events, some positions that I'm in, what positions I'm looking to open, and some names I'm looking to trade for the upcoming week. So with that being said, once again, welcome back to the channel. And before we get started, just wanted to wish you guys a happy New Year. And thank you for everyone that has been supporting this channel. And with that being said, new year, new week, new trading month. So let's make this month right. Let's make this year right, and let's get it going from there. All right, so let's get started. Now let's break down last week and kind of dive into all the major economic events. So last week, as you guys saw, markets rose to all-time highs because of the positive sentiment and the approval of the second U.S. stimulus. In the upcoming week, which is this week, we have a very action-packed week ahead. This is the first full week of trading we've had probably in the past 2 or 3 weeks. Last week we had a day off. The week before we had a day off, and I think the week before maybe, right? But for the past 2 weeks we've had a day off, so we finally are back at a full week of trading. A few things to kind of focus in on this week. So right here I have the economic calendar. Looking at this economic calendar, we have certain economic events to focus on. Number one, unemployment numbers are coming out on Friday. This happens on the first Friday of every month. We will see what is happening with the unemployment situation. That's coming out Friday. We also have the FOMC minutes. Now, keep in mind, there's a difference between the FOMC meeting and the minutes. The minutes typically comes out a month later. So when the Feds do have the meeting, whatever happened in the meeting, the whole report and the notes and whatnot, it typically comes out a month later, and that's what's coming out on Wednesday. And what tends to happen is the market looks for key notes to kind of understand if there's going to be any major changes or whatnot. So that's coming out Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern time. And then we also have some major numbers like motor vehicle sales coming out. We have international trade in goods and services, jobless claims, obviously every Thursday. ISM is also coming out on Tuesday. These are some things to pay attention to, especially if you are actively trading. Just make sure around that time you are well aware of what is happening. Now, next, the market will be watching fresh COVID-19 headlines. Vaccine rollout has been much slower than promised or anticipated. We also saw some rebalancing happen last week, and we will see some rotations happen again very, very soon. And I'm excited to see where money starts flowing into, and I will keep you guys updated. Now, the main thing the market is really focused on this week is the Senate election, which we'll find out by Tuesday. This upcoming Tuesday, we'll know. Maybe not Tuesday, maybe Wednesday latest, if they're still unable to count and figure it out. But by Tuesday, Wednesday, we should have an answer on who's going to control the Senate. Now, the market is favoring a split. They are looking for Republicans to control Senate. So as you guys know, the Dems are controlling, are in major control at this moment. And if the Dems do take control of Senate, the market will probably not favor that, right? So I posted this link. You guys can see on this link, you guys can see the update on what it's up to. The last state that we care about is Georgia. That's where it comes down to. You guys can see Dems are down by 2, but the last 2 votes comes from Georgia, and that will kind of dictate this upcoming week. And like I said, the market is in favor of Republicans to control Senate. If they do, we could see a nice boost. If not, if Dems control, things could get very, very messy from there, right? But let's see what happens. With that being said, let's look at futures. Let's start looking at the market. I know the market isn't open, but the futures are. Let's see how the futures market is reacting up until now. And just talking about the futures market, price action really doesn't matter right now until we kind of open. And I've spoke about this on all my webinars, all my videos, that it depends on what happens tomorrow, right? Before the market opens, and obviously when the market opens. Now, you guys can see no real activity in S&P 500 futures, same thing in NQ. Nothing really is happening at the moment. We're pretty flat. And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised to see us be flat tomorrow as well, which is Monday, until we understand who is controlling Senate. And I think the market is going to be very, very focused on that, right? Market 2, you can see at all-time highs. We're at key levels right here on the market, just to kind of understand that and put that in perspective. Now, let's go over some of my positions I am in. So position number 1, just to update you guys, and if you don't recall, I update my positions on a weekly basis. If you guys go to last week's video, the week before, every Sunday I update my positions and just kind of give you guys a breakdown. So check, I'm still in this position. I was gonna get stopped out this day. I didn't stop out because if you guys remember this day, I believe a lot of names, including pins and so on, have been getting rebalanced. The sell-off was people have been taking profits. So I just kind of stuck through it a little bit, and I'm still in my position of 1,000 shares in this. I'm down $2,100 in this. I have 1,000 shares at 92.49. So I'm still watching how the action goes. Now, if we see a continuation on Monday or this upcoming week and we are unable to hold this level, I think I'm going to cut this and let this go and take a 2-3K hit. If not, and we break 91s, 92s, might look to re-add and see if I see strength. But like I said, Tuesday is going to give us a huge boost in the market depending on what the outcome is, right? Next position, Walmart. I'll talk about Mara in a bit. I still have my Walmart position. I have 100 shares on this. Super starter position. Just watching this at this point. And I've spoke about this before too. A lot of times I take positions just to kind of get my feet wet, especially when I take on swing positions. I kind of held through this with super small size. My position typically on this would be 500 to 1,000 shares. That's what I would take and ride it out from there. But like I said, I'm just holding these 100 shares for now. And my big position is Mara. So let's walk through this. So if you guys have been on the channel from before, you guys remember I got in this around 650 and I got out way too early and I missed out on a big move. Same thing with Blink, same thing with a few other names. But now going back to this, what's going on? So this moves typically very well with Bitcoin. So I got in on Friday. Same idea with Bitcoin over the weekend rally, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna swing this. My stop was below 10. Right, initially, and I was like, you know what, if we get below 10, and we kept going below there, and I got in, like I said, I got in on Thursday, we kept hovering around there, and I was like, you know what, let me get in, I'll put my stop below 10, if we get there, maybe if we gap down, I know there's extreme exposure, but I think we're possibly going to see new all-time highs in Bitcoin, and that's what has happened. So with that being said, I have 8,000 shares right here. With the way Bitcoin has moved over the weekend, hitting $34,000 or 36, I believe, something around there, all-time highs, I wouldn't be surprised to see us gap up into 14s, 15s, and maybe rally if Bitcoin tends to hold until tomorrow. So I think a lot of it is going to depend on what happens with Bitcoin overnight today and obviously going into tomorrow. So that's my swing play on Mara, and this is also a name on watch for tomorrow. So I have 8,000 shares, riding in about 1150-ish, and kind of taking it there for Mara. I'm down on it right now about, what, 10 grand? 13K down in open positions. Like I said, if we get back below 10s, probably going to cut this down, take about a 16K loss. And once again, I knew what I'm getting into. I'm okay with taking a 16K loss on that. I understand my position size, and that's one thing with trading. When you're taking positions and you put stop losses and you know when you're going to enter and exit, the main thing you got to keep in mind is, am I okay with the loss if I'm wrong? And if you are, great. If not, don't take that position or size down. All right, now with that being said, let's look at some of the names. We have very good names on watch. Number one, like I said, Mara and Riot, Bitcoin Rally. These two names are looking phenomenal. Riot was a name I was in earlier. Cut it super short. Probably going to see this gap up tomorrow too. Wouldn't be surprised above 20s, 24s maybe. It's hard to kind of predict right now, but these are going to rally. And there have been few times where these open up and rally super strong with Bitcoin holding and more exposure, right? So Riot and Mara obviously on watch. I just don't like them too much as day trading stocks. Like sometimes their price action gets very, very messy. Now the main names that are on watch are NIO and Tesla. So let's kind of break that down. So NIO has the NIO Day on January 9th, and we're expecting some sort of movement and momentum with this. So they will be revealing their new sedan model and basically show their newest development on their self-driving feature and other core technologies. They also released the numbers. They crushed guidance estimates on vehicle delivery, increase of 121% year over year. This also has a huge correlation with a lot of EV names such as LI, XPEV, Tesla, and Blink. Tesla's another name on watch. And right before I was making this video, I saw XPEV release their numbers too. So the EV sector could be a little hot tomorrow. So keep an eye on that, right? So NIO looks very, very good. So let's check out NIO's chart. Let's break down NIO's chart and understand that a little bit, right? So you guys can see it. NIO has been uptrending very, very well for the past few weeks to even months, from all the way from what, September, right? We've been doing very well. $40 a base zone. We have 50 at an inflection point. With the numbers coming out, I wouldn't be surprised to see us gap up. With the gap up, we also have an all-time at 57. I'm looking to take a position on this as a momentum play. With NIO Day, I'm assuming that we might break all-time highs. So this is a position I'm probably going to open up tomorrow, depending on where we open. where we gap up to. And obviously, if I don't open a position and we do gap up too high, I'm probably going to wait for the break on 57. And there could be a good squeeze play above 57. And the way squeeze plays works is when short interest gets high, which short interest for this was increasing around here. When the stock does break a key level, those short players are going to get squeezed out. Why? Because they now have to buy to re-exit their position, right? So around above 57, if it does get there, that could be a key inflection point on squeezing higher. But $50 is what I care about as of right now. That's if we don't gap up. But depending on how the market reacts pre-market, I think we might see a gap up day. But let's see what happens pre-market. Next name on watch, Tesla. So Tesla announced their deliveries too. So they beat the yearly street estimates on delivery, right? So they announced 499,000 cars delivered. Right now, I know you guys are going to see headlines of Tesla missed and whatnot and all mixed type of headlines. Elon Musk had his own target, which was 500K cars, and the street had their own. I think the street was at 460 or 470. I don't know the exact number. But despite what it was, they beat what the street expected. But obviously, they didn't beat, or they were very close to what Elon Musk wanted, and they were short by a few hundred cars. 2020 deliveries are up 36% year over year and 60% on the quarter. Now, this is phenomenal news. Now, this could also be, this is the flip side of the trade. This could be the sell the news type of play. Maybe them beating was already priced in, and this happens with Tesla a lot, and has happened a lot, where, you know, it's like, oh, we kind of knew Tesla was going to beat, so that kind of rallies into the news event, and once the news does come out, it's like Tesla starts dumping. So keep that in mind too. Don't just be one-sided thinking, oh, Tesla beat deliveries, they're going to go up. Understand the concept of buy the rumor, sell the news. When the news comes out, a lot of times those names tend to dump, because now it's like, okay, what are we looking forward to now at this exact point, right? Now, looking at Tesla, as you guys can see, last Thursday, we hit all-time highs around 718. We did kind of consolidate a lot around 700. 700 is a key level going into the next level of 690, where we had a morning shakeout and then a rally into 718. So about a 30-point rally. And then obviously we have the all-time high at 1718 that we want to break. So these are certain levels I would definitely keep in mind as a trader and kind of see how we react. So these plays, especially these guys, right? These two, and even Mara and Riot, we'll have a better sense of direction tomorrow pre-market. So basically, before the actual market opens, let's see where the market opens, right? 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have pre-market. During pre-market, we'll see activity. We'll probably see upgrades or downgrades from analysts, depending on, you know, what they see, what they don't see. And they'll give us maybe an upgrade or downgrade or NEO, and same thing with Tesla. Say, oh, you know, Tesla beating their estimates was phenomenal. We're giving them an upgrade. NEO, 121% year over year. We're going to give them an upgrade, and so on. That might cause another rally. So it's like, it's hard to kind of predict, or not even predict. It's hard to kind of set stuff in stone right now. And I think the idea of Sunday night is to just prepare. Right? Just to prepare and kind of be aware in the morning and know what to watch. So when I wake up tomorrow morning, I know I can watch NEO. I know I can watch Tesla. I know I can watch these names. And then with the pre-market activity, I can kind of get a better sense of direction, right? So these are some names on watch. And then I also have MU. So MU had a nice breakout on Thursday. We got major upgrades, and also they have earnings this week. So big week for MU. MU is close. It's at a 20-year all-time high. Not an all-time high. I know a lot of people have been watching MU and they're like, oh, MU just hit all-time highs. No, this is a 20-year all-time high. Like, this is not the all-time high for the stock. In the past 20 years, yeah, but if you go back in early 2000s, you guys are going to see we had a all-time high at 97.5, right? So we've had that, you know, big move. And if you guys remember the dot-com bubble, that's what happened here, right? So MU's on watch on breaking around 75, 74s. Earnings is coming up, so if you guys are trading options, keep that in mind. Premiums are going to be a little bit jacked up because IV will be higher, so keep that component in mind as well. A few other names, IPOC, have that on watch, right? Like the weekly, I think the weekly held very strong, waiting for a break on 17s. Looking for a continuation momentum play on this. We're looking very, very strong on that at all-time highs right here, as you guys can see. So waiting on that break on 17s, we have a lot of momentum. I think the past few days, the hold between 15s and 17s was a good hold. I like that hold a lot. So looking for that continuation on IPOC. Disney. Let's talk about Disney. Same thing with Disney. Disney finally broke out that 183s, having a hard time at 183s. Like the hold at 180s. If we break 180s, there's a downside play. We take out the all-time highs, we could see some positioning and rebalancing happening with this as well. And this could also go in all-time highs at 180 to 179.20. This zone right here, huge zone. I would definitely watch out for this zone right here as traders. For someone scalping or someone looking to get in and out of these positions fairly quick, huge zone right there. If we get out of that zone, 1-point zone, we could see a nice move. Amazon. So if you guys remember, I was in Amazon not too long ago. I cleared out of this. We saw some nice moves on the break of 3250, right? On the first break we saw right here, we got rejected in 3250, broke the 3250, and now we're bouncing right on 3250. Now, looking at this from a charting perspective, I want to talk about something. This is, in my opinion, a fairly very healthy chart, right? Very healthy chart. Now, I think a lot of people tend to overlook that, and I want to talk about that. So, looking at this, we are going in an uptrend. This is the low, the low, the low, the high, the high. So higher highs, which is a good sign, and potentially lower lows. So if you see a bounce or a hold in 3250s and the market tends to rally, I think this could present for a good opportunity, especially towards the upside. Obviously, we have a major wall around 3350 to 3364. Major wall right there. And if we take that, that could be a nice squeeze play towards the upside. But I think waiting until Tuesday, if we get market direction on Tuesday, depending on the outcome of the Senate, if it's bullish, we could see another rally. If not, and we do break this 3250, and the main area would be obviously 3172. Like, that's my main bullish zone for Amazon. As long as we hold this, I'm happy. But if we break this, all right, I'm scared. This kind of puts me in the red zone. Anything below this, that's where it gets extremely bearish, because we had a lot of hold right here. Like, this is my main area. If for some reason we get down here and we break this, all right, I'm bearish in Amazon. If we hold this or we hold this, I'm still bullish. Same thing if we hold this, but I think if we get below this, I will become very bearish on Amazon. But I want to see this 3250 hold. 3250 is a huge level on Amazon. For anyone that has been watching 3250s, you guys know how powerful 3250 has been and how much buying pressure has been thrown around this whole 3250 level. You guys can see a major demand and supply zone right around there. Broke out of that level last time with extreme volume, constant bounces around that area, and you can see little dips, 10-point dips, and closed right above it. So we got a good close. So this is definitely on watch for the upcoming week. But I think the play with this for me, after Tuesday, once we hear about the Senate, who's in control, that's going to give me a little bit more direction. Going over a few more plays. Apple. What's going on with Apple? Right? So same thing with Apple. We saw rejection. Like I said, we saw a lot of big name rejections, especially after. It was weird because we saw, right? And this is what I was talking about, the rotation aspect. We saw the market really move up, but we saw a lot of names like dump, right? Look at the market the past 3 days. Like we SPY held, right? Going into, let's say, NQ, look, held pretty well. You go into big names like Apple or Amazon, right? Look at that, rejected right at 138, close to all-time high, gapped up, and then rejected very hard and unable to get that momentum. So I still like these names, and that's what I was talking about, the rebalancing. Hopefully we see a rebalancing happen in the upcoming few days or weeks, and we see some buying pressure. And like I said, Tuesday will be that big day. If Tuesday, we find out who wins and the market favors that, we could see another nice leg up in the overall market. Huge month for the overall market. So that's going to kind of paint the picture for us, right? A few other names. Baba. We're going to go over Baba. Let's break down Baba real quick. So a lot of people have been asking for Baba and talking about this name. I know there's extreme volatility here. We have a gap fill above 243. Extreme volatility here. I'm not touching this long term. I really want to. I think Baba is extremely undervalued. But however, I'm just scared because they're a Chinese-based company. Like, they're based in China, right? And there's a lot of regulations being opposed there from the States and also China. So that kind of puts things into a little bit of a frenzy for me. So I'm just watching this, just trading it, not long term and not even swinging. I think it's too volatile for me at this point. But just watching these sets of plays right now too. Going over a few more plays, and I'll probably just end it from there. We have XL. Don't factor out XL. Recently entered the market. 35 break, we could see a squeeze, and these are the plays I play, and I spoke about this before. Same thing with AI, us breaking 131s, we saw a squeeze. Going back to XL, same thing, breaking that 35, could see a squeeze. Airbnb was slowly picking back up, But like I said, Airbnb would have to take out the high or get into the 160, 165. Same thing going into Dash. Dash has been taking a major hit. And PLTR. As you guys remember, wanted to take on a swing on this. Thank God I haven't. We've been kind of free falling. I did see some news. Someone from the Stock Market Lab chat sent me something where I believe Facebook is looking to take a position on them. I haven't looked into it yet. But that could be solid catalyst for this company if that is the case. I don't know much about it, but I'm going to look into it. And if I find something, I'll make a video and post it for you guys this week. So the same thing with PLTR. We're free falling. And like I said, a lot of readjusting has been happening on positions people have taken and whatnot. They're also going to have their lockup period happening pretty soon. So keep that in mind. And these are just other names I'm watching. I'll go over one more name. For a day trading perspective, we got ZM, we gap filled. We're filling that gap. We still got a continuation to 325s. This name's been selling off, so looking for that continuation sell off or maybe a bounce on 325s. These are some of the names I'm watching once again, guys. And like I said, just focus on this. Tuesday is a big day for the market. So for anyone trading, focus on that day. If you want, here's the link. You guys can see, just search this website up, 2020 election results Senate, just to kind of keep an eye on this. And Tuesday to Wednesday, we will find out who wins and who's in control, and that will give us a lot of market direction. And based on that, you can know to play more of the upside or downside plays and kind of take it from there. With that being said, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Comment down below what you guys are watching, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you so much.